out there. Hey, check it out. Rappers in my backyard. Rappers in my backyard. Rappers in my backyard. Ooh, rappers in my backyard. Rappers in my backyard. Rappers in my backyard. Ooh, talk, express, relate, connect. Talk, express, relate, connect. Talk, express, relate, connect. Talk, express, relate, connect.
What's up, family? Welcome to another exciting episode of Rappers in My Backyard, the podcast that stays lit. And we rap about relationships, music, and entertainment. And today's relationship we're going to be dealing with is our relationship with funny, with our special guest, Colbert. Well, you know, I always have a great quote to kick us off, and today is no exception. So here's the quote. Life is a tragedy for those who feel, and a comedy to those who think. And that comes from the French playwright Molière. I think that sets us up really nice for our conversation today. So are you guys ready to talk, express, relate, connect? Well, let's take it to the backyard. To my left is my girl, Marcia C. What's up, Marcia?
What's up, Lisa? What's up? To our special guest, Aaron. And what's up to my rappers in the backyard family? Hey,
yeah, we love it.
Let's get lit.
And let me introduce our special guest today. We are so excited to bring the funny to the backyard. The amazing comedian, Colbert, is in the backyard. What's up, family?
What's up? Happy to be in the backyard.
All right.
I'm looking at it right now as a comedian in the backyard. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad you brought me on the show.
Yeah. I'm so happy to have you because we met in December at a rooftop party.
Yes, that is true.
And the party was
lit.
On fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corey. He gave that party. And we had said when we were on the roof, we were like, we are going to support each other. And so I've been checking out your comedy shows, checked you out at the Comedy Store. Yeah. You was lit there. And now you're on the show. So we're like family.
Yes.
You know?
I greatly appreciate you coming out, you, friends, and family. And, most of the time when you tell people about a show, they're like, are you funny? Should I show up? And y'all came in. Y'all was like, wow, surprised. Like, yo, you did your thing. I'm like, I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So it's a little different.
Yeah.
I'm a back east girl, and we say and do what we say and we gonna do. Yeah. And so it's just a little different, whereas like I just think like in Los Angeles there's so many different activities going on that they may want to come to a show or support but get caught up in sledding or going boating or camping or whatever thousands of things they got going on out here.
Right.
So what you been up to?
Staying consistent, trying to do as many shows as I can, working on being more creative, working on getting funnier, networking, meeting outstanding people such as yourself.
Oh, cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's the goal, really, to tap into these movies and these films and these commercials and trying to become a better me.
Right.
I'm always learning every day. Every day is a learning process.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, the first thing that I want to know that we want to know is...
here we go.
Why did you get into comedy?
To be honest with you, I didn't choose comedy. Comedy chose me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's like a good date. Tell me how comedy chose you.
Well, it all started growing up as a youngster, and I would go into the barber shop, and the barber actually would cut my hair, not the guy, the barber. And he was always talking to me about comedy.
Okay.
And I was like, why is he always talking to me about comedy? So it was like destined for me to do comedy. And then as time went on, I think my 23rd or 24th birthday, a buddy of mine took me to go see Mike Epps.
Oh, I love Mike Epps.
Yeah.
I love him.
And I came out of the theater and I was just being a comedian. And people was like, yo, you're funny, you're funny. Then as time went on, I ended up moving to Atlanta, going to college, and started doing stand-up. Because Atlanta is a comedy town.
Okay.
So it was like right there in front of my face. So I'm sitting up here trying to figure out, how do I do this? How do I write this? How do I structure this? How do I become a comedian?
Right.
And it just happened. It just, comedy chose me. I didn't choose comedy.
Right.
And here we are today.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, as a woman, I mean, wouldn't you like to be chose? I want to be chosen. I don't want to have to choose, So it's just interesting that you put it that way, because it's like it's destiny.
Yeah.
When you look at it from that perspective,
that part.
So that was your inspiration behind choosing comedy.
Yeah.
Is being chosen.
Yeah.
And knowing that you would be able to contribute to it in a way that would inspire you to continue to grow.
That's absolutely right.
That sounds like a plan.
It was that when I was at Clark Atlanta University, studying mass communications, I got a chance to intern with one of my favorite comedians and one of my comedic idols, Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, I love Jamie Foxx too.
Yeah, he's like so multi-talented. And then I seen this dude, I was like, oh, Jamie. He's like, come on, man.
Oh, get up off.
Hey, right. I was like, I just want to get a picture. And he was
right.
like, all right, cool, come on. So he gave me a picture, and I had the comedians of all these legends on my shirt.
Okay.
And that's what made him be like, yeah, all right, come on. I see you. You're going to be the future. And,
wow. Wow, that's good stuff. Yeah. That is really,
he didn't say it, but I could look
stuff.
into his eyes and tell that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some things, the best things are left unsaid.
Right.
And you do get a vibe from people.
Right. Especially for somebody that talented, who can sing, who can act.
Yes. He's a triple threat.
Yeah, I mean, he's very, 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 very talented.
I mean, you saw that in his recent movie. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's escaping me, but it was a story about a man who was falsely accused of a crime.
Oh, okay, that's something Mercy, or something like that.
Yes. He won the NAACP Image Award for that. I mean that movie. I mean, Jamie did his thing.
He did his thing.
You know what did it for me was Ray.
Okay. Oh yeah, Ray.
Yeah,
Ray was good. Ray was good.
The film that I liked the most.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, if you had to work with a comedian, who would it be and why?
It'll be multiple comedians. It wouldn't just be one.
Okay. Right.
Of course, Jamie Foxx, because of his acting skills and his talents. But first and foremost, I would love to work with Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle was really good. I like him a lot.
He's very patient in delivering his material to the audience.
Yes.
It would have to be Dave Chappelle. I like Bill Burr a lot.
Bill Burr?
Yes.
I don't know Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Maybe it's just escaping me.
Yeah, he's a very funny comedian as well. I like Dane Cook.
Okay.
It's so many that I would love to work with. Just but I know most definitely one of them would be Dave Chappelle, because I look at Dave Chappelle a lot. And just his timing and his delivery, to where he'd take you down a road, and then all of a sudden he'd take you down another road. You're like, whoa, how did we get here? And it's just he sets you up so perfectly.
Yeah.
And then he just hits you in the face. You're like, wow, where did this come from? And I learn a lot from watching him.
Yeah.
I learn a lot.
You know what? I want to shoot you out another question, because you mentioned Dave Chappelle. Do you think comedy has its place in politics?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Ooh, because that is a really good one, because comedy is really politically incorrect, if you kind of understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
it's not meant to be
you're
a gathering type of tool.
Exactly.
It's just funny.
Exactly. So it's almost like you're giving your point of view from a comedic perspective. And is very touchy, because we live in a time now where society is so like, did he just say that? And they're like, hold on, it's just jokes.
Everything's a problem.
It's just jokes. Yeah, it's just jokes. And I think social media has done that.
Okay.
In a sense, everybody's really sensitive now about certain topics.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just doing this to make you laugh and put a smile on your face, because laughing is good for the soul.
Yeah, definitely is. So it brings me to the next question. What is your act about? Because I seen you at the Comedy Store. We seen you at the Comedy Store and stuff. And I know you were trying out some new material and stuff. But do you have a specific act that you do?
I'm unpredictable. I'm unpredictable. I have an act that I do, but it depends, like the night of. Okay, I may say I want to do this, or I may want to do that, or I may want to do this, or I may want to try out this.
Right.
So I'm always consistently doing new things, and I'm also always consistently doing new material.
Okay.
Because I don't want to stay stagnant. Okay, so once I got this bit, then I want to work on the next bit.
Right.
So I'm still growing as a comedian, and I like politics a lot, but it's very touchy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
right
I think,
now it's a no.
Right.
Bueno.
And
like
I think the last time you saw me at the Comedy Store, I did some jokes about dating and interracial dating.
Yeah.
And I touched on that, which was very funny. I was dating a tall white girl that was 6'10", 250 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, just so I could feel safe when I walk down the street at night. You know, and they was like, "Oh wow, I like that." You know,
Yeah.
he's short.
Yeah.
I get it. I gave them a visualization of something that they can convey.
Right.
And
right.
understand.
Well, the one thing I just got to say this about when I went to go see you, there was a lady. I don't know if you remember her. She was kind of hosting the show, and she had on a black dress. She had so much cat hair on her dress.
Yes.
I swear, I just could not get to the next comedy joke, nothing. I was sitting there saying, how many cats does this lady have laying on her lap on a daily basis? You know, and I mean, she was good, but sometimes you just can't see past the obvious a lot of times. What is your feel? I mean, I know you seen all that daggone cat hair on her dress.
I just looked at it as her being an animal lover, and I left it at that.
Really? She's talking about fur balls in your throat. I mean, I was looking at that like, OMG, this is crazy. But what I want to know too is, and I want you to chime in on this too, Marcia C., is what is our relationship with comedy right now?
I think everybody's relationship with comedy is different.
Okay.
Because it affects each person differently.
Right.
And it's probably one of the hardest genres of entertainment because you're judged from joke to joke.
Okay, so it's not like you're judged off your last show. It's the joke you're telling now and the one
exactly.
after. Okay.
So you could do a joke and then be like, oh my God, that was great. And then the next one is like, okay, that was decent.
Oh, okay. So you're constantly shuffling to try to maintain that.
You're constantly shuffling, and you're also, as a comedian, trying to find your audience.
Okay.
And that was something I was about to bring up, because as a performer, you feed off of who's in the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You feed off of that.
Exactly.
So as a comedian, who do you really feed off of? What audiences, what groups of audiences really give it to you?
Right. Do you have a preference when you go to these shows?
Is it Detroit that gives it to you? Is it Atlanta that gives it to you? Who gives it to you?
Is it bougie LA that gives it to you? I mean, geez, it's hard getting a laugh in this town. I mean, I'm serious.
Oh, man. LA's a tough town. LA's a tough town because you have everything here. But it makes you strong.
Okay.
It makes you really strong. It prepares you for movies, commercials, TV, hour specials. And not to mention, I like Atlanta a lot because that's where I started at.
Okay.
And they're very tough.
Wow.
You know, they out there, if you don't come with it, they gonna boo you. They will boo you off the stage. I remember when I first started, I got booed off the stage in Atlanta, Georgia, Uptown Comedy Corner by the prettiest female I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Oh, so she was sitting there snake charming. And then she was like, "You're not funny."
Oh, she was, boom! Boom! Like, you too fine to be booing me. Call me later when I get better. You know what I'm saying? What's your number?
I love that.
What strip club you work at? Nah, for real.
Yeah.
There you go there. But when did you know you were funny? Like, is there a time as you were walking towards wanting to be a comedian that you said, you know what, Aaron, you're funny? When do you know it's funny? Because a lot of people think that they can just get up there and do a 5-minute monologue, and it's really tough to do that. because again, learning from you is joke by joke.
Right.
So what was the light that came on that you said, you know what, I'm funny and I can do this? Or has the light not come on yet?
I think it was like maybe 6 months to a year into doing stand-up, which was like probably 13
years ago.
Right. And I was in Atlanta, Georgia, at this place called Twisted Taco.
Okay.
And,
I like that name.
Yeah, that's the name of the spot. It was called Twisted Taco, and they would do comedy in there. And I remember I used to go to work, go to school, and I would write jokes on this little notepad while I was at work. I was like, "Ooh, this would be good. Ooh, this would be good. Ooh, this would be good." I would wake up in the middle of the night, write jokes. Ooh, this would be good. Ooh, this would be good. Ooh, this would be good. And then I went to the Twisted Taco, and I got my first rip.
Oh, okay. What is a rip for those out there?
A rip is when people are like, "Oh," and they clapping. Everybody clapping.
Oh, okay.
They whistling.
Okay.
And I did maybe like 5 minutes, and when I saw that, in the adrenaline that you get, the power to know, like, yeah, I did that. I came with it.
Right.
That's when I knew.
That's when you knew.
That's
you
when
were
I
funny.
knew. That's when I knew. That, and then another time was when I went to Uptown Comedy Corner, which is probably one of the toughest comedy clubs in the country in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. They have a Tuesday night and a Sunday night, and if you don't come with it, they will boo you off the stage.
Oh my goodness! Like
yeah,
Apollo Club,
Yeah,
Right.
the Apollo comedy.
Yeah.
So you have all these veteran comedians on the show, and then they have a list for the up and coming comedians, and you sign up on that list, and you don't know when you're gonna go up. You don't know, so you sitting there, you be like, "Oh, okay." You thinking you running off all your jokes in your head, and you trying to figure out, all right, coming to the stage right now, put your hands together for Aaron Colbert, and I'm like, cool. So I go up there and I do my set, and they was like, okay,
Right.
yeah, I didn't get booed.
Wow.
See, that's a good thing.
I was like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm in here.
Yeah.
And I felt good. I felt
Yeah.
good. I think it was a comedian that was hosting. He was on Wild 'N Out a few years ago.
Right.
I can't even think of his name right now. Shawty. What my name
What
is?
my name? Shout it. You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, geez, this is another thing. I want your opinion on, when do you think comedy is out of context? Because I know that you guys are trying to do jokes and stuff like that, but where is the line for you?
Ooh. I was always taught that in comedy, no one is exempt.
Okay.
But
You can't be going zero on our taxes on that one.
right. So, but the thing is, in actuality, you are exempt.
Okay.
So you have to know, as a comedian, what's too far.
Yeah.
But then again, it's almost like there's no such thing as too far in comedy.
Right.
but
Because everybody's far and close is different.
Right. And then it was I think maybe like a week after Kobe Bryant had passed, this comedian, she goes on stage and she does a joke about Kobe Bryant being a rapist.
Wow.
See, that to me is
And that
out
didn't
of
sit
context.
well. Yeah, I felt like
you know?
I felt like it was out of context.
Yeah,
It didn't sit well with me.
definitely,
You know,
definitely.
it's like it's too early. And then again, it's really not funny because he was acquitted.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, and we got to leave it right there.
Yeah.
We got to get ready to go to break. We're going to continue on with that question, and we are going to have on the grill Dion Cole, who wore his velvet blue bell-bottom suit to the NAACP Awards. And we're going to have more questions for comedian Aaron Colbert. So make sure you guys stay with us. Rappers in My Backyard, the podcast that stays litty, baby.
Yes,
We'll be
yes,
right back. We'll be right back. Love you guys. What's up, family? We are back at it again. And the questions that we were asking Aaron before we went to break were intriguing. And I want to pick up from the question that we left off on in terms of when is comedy out of context. So let's start from there and start grilling it again with Aaron Colbert. So when is comedy out of context? We got to finish that up because it's just been bad behavior since this Kobe Bryant thing. And it wasn't only that lady comedian that you were talking about. They had another male comedian, which I'm not going to mention the name because it's just useless to say. It's just inappropriate. So I just want to know from your perspective as a comedian, share with us when it is out of context for you.
There was an instance where there was a comedian who was an actor on Seinfeld. Remember years ago, he used the N-word and he kept doing it and doing it. And doing it. And it's like, okay, there's a racial barrier there.
You think?
Right.
Jeez.
Maybe you shouldn't stay that. I mean, maybe you shouldn't say that. You know, maybe you should stay in your lane. You know, each comedian, each person, each individual, each artist has their own lane, and I think once they find their own lane is when they can become who they truly are as an artist.
Yes, definitely.
I think now that as I've gotten older, I'm starting to find my lane. And a veteran comedian came to me when I was in Atlanta, Georgia. He said, this is a lifetime thing.
Right.
So if you don't understand that comedy is a lifetime thing, then you're going to lose. Like, I hear people say all the time, Kevin Hart's not funny. I'm like, really?
Cause he's funny to me.
I'm like, look at the numbers. He broke Eddie Murphy's record for most sales in theaters. He's selling out arenas. Right. How is he not funny? I think this dude is genius. I would love to work with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
So why are you hating?
Right.
That's not necessary. If that person is doing everything right to get to the bag, then I need to go meet with Kevin Hart and figure out, Kevin, how do I get to the bag?
Right.
I want to learn from the best.
Right.
If you sitting at the top, then I need to go sit at the top with the person who's at the top.
Yes, definitely.
You know, and it's crazy because people just have a tendency to be hateful for no reason at all.
Yeah, especially now. This is just like a really hateful time for people.
Hateful,
like they are just
nosy.
Feeling like they can just do whatever it is that they want to do.
Right.
So we could talk about taking this comedy out of context for a whole show because there's countless examples of how that is going down right now.
Right.
But something that's burning with me, where's the money in comedy, dude? Like, where is the money?
The money in comedy is when you get funny.
Okay. So they pay you as you get funny, because I was reading that a lot of the up and coming comics, they get paid anywhere from like $25 to $50 for a 5-minute set. And I'm just going like, gee, that's hard.
So what happens is you working your way up in the game and you making these $10, $15, $20, whatever for gas money, and then you get funny. And then all of a sudden you have this national headliner who does these tours and arenas, and you start going out with these headliners. So then you start making a little change on the weekend.
Okay.
You start getting like maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500.
So you jump up from $2,550 to 1,000.
Right, 1,000.
That's a nice jump.
$1,200.
Right.
Depending on what you're negotiating. I'm just throwing out a number.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
Don't quote me on that. Because everybody's
we're not quoting it.
Right. Everybody's number is different. You know.
Okay.
You can demand more, and then you start meeting people in the business, such as yourself, such as this young lady sitting next to you, and they say, "Okay, cool. We know this person who knows this person. Let's get you in this commercial. Let's get you in this film." And that's where I'm at now. They're trying to say, okay, we see Aaron Colbert. To the white folks, excuse me, Aaron Colbert.
I like that.
Because it's French, and I always tell the ladies, Colbert. You know?
Colbert.
And they say, hey, we wanna do a commercial series deal. Sure, where do I sign?
Right.
Because that's could be anywhere from $350,000 to $1 million.
Okay, that's the deal I want to get.
Yeah,
I know that's
the
what
deal
you're
I wanna
trying
get,
to
But
do
right.
too.
also, too, he's talking about residual income. Too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And when I
yeah.
get that residual income, I'm looking to invest in property,
Right.
mutual
get your
funds,
thing going on
IRAs, right? Better myself. You know, invest in me, invest in
yeah.
people who I can help that's around me. You know,
Right,
so,
right.
Also, too, when you begin to build a body of work, you now have a catalog
Right on the
that
number.
you
Yeah.
can go back and say, hey, I did this X, Y, and the other. I need to be doing this. And
Yeah,
then that's when
yeah.
that comes in for your agent, your manager to really start shopping you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's where you're at right now.
That's where I'm at
you
right
know?
now.
And that brings me to the next question. How is it dating as a comedian? Because I know you do a lot of clubs
Wow.
and stuff like that. I mean, do you have a girl now?
Yeah, I
What's
do.
your status? You got a chick?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
She's called a mic stand and a microphone.
All right.
And I stand on her every night and I tell jokes. And I'm in
Wow.
love with her. She loves me too.
No, she don't.
Yes, she does.
Ah!
All her might and all her love, unconditionally. She never lied to me. She never done me wrong. She's always there for me.
Wow. So when you are trying to get a chick per se, how do you explain to them though that you're in these clubs all night long, and I'm sure women and groupies and stuff throw themselves at you? You got a good groupie story for us that you could tell us?
I do. But no comment. No comment.
Come on now,
You know.
no
But
comment.
I got to piggyback on this because, like I said, I love comedy. I don't know if I said it before, but I love comedy and I love supporting our comedians especially. And I love going to Chocolate Sundays.
Oh my goodness, chocolate
So
Sundays.
I love me some Chocolate Sundays.
Right.
Shout out to Pookie and over there Ron G. But over at Chocolate Sundays, okay, they have sets. You got a 7:30 set and a 9:30 set.
Cause you do chocolate Sundays too, right? You're
I
doing
have,
it.
I have done Chocolate Sundays before, and I will be there March 29th,
Yes.
Sunday, doing the first impressions
Oh, cool.
set, which is only 3 minutes, but
Okay.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right? Why not?
You know, just to get out there and say, "Hey, I'm here." You know,
Right.
sometimes, you got to do what you got to do.
So support Aaron at Chocolate Sundays on the 29th of March.
And also, okay, I'm one of those sisters. I go to the 9:30 set, and what I notice is that the comedians, they all come out and they'll see who coming in, and it's like we viewed as a meat market.
The people or the girls?
It seems like the comedians, they be there, they be like,
A meat market. That's
be like,
Women are always viewed as a meat market. I
Okay,
don't
okay.
understand.
See, this is the thing about Chocolate Sundays he didn't mention. Chocolate Sundays have an after party. They go to the club after a show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See.
I wasn't
Now
aware of
let's get down
the
to
chocolate hookup.
the skinny Benny thing. Not only these comedians trying to be funny, they trying to be whack. So I'm like, wow, okay, Chocolate Sunday. And the thing
OMG.
about being in LA is it's like with anything. We're a company town.
Yeah.
So when you're at the Chocolate Sundays, you never know who's jumping on the mic.
Oh, okay.
You know,
it doesn't
you
have like a
never
list of
know.
comedians. It's just
You
everybody.
never know who's jumping on the mic.
they have a list of comedians. Excuse me.
You need some water?
I do. Do you have a list of
It
comedians?
needs to get wet right now.
You need to get
wet. You need to get wet right now.
now.
They have a list of comedians that are going on the show, and every now and then you have some guest pop-ins. So you never know who's
Oh,
gonna show
okay.
up.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
Kevin
good.
Hart could
Right.
pop in. One night, the Wayans brothers popped in on the mic. I was
Oh,
there one
wow.
night when Chris Rock popped in on the
So
mic.
it's a cool
So
place
I mean,
to
it was
go.
Tony Rock. Excuse me, not Chris. It was Tony. You never know. And I mean, the drinks. Okay, with anything, you got a 2-drink minimum.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
You know,
all
that's
the comedy
a
places.
given.
You gotta
but
have 2
I'm
drink
telling
minimum.
you, Chocolate Sundays. I have so much love for venues like this because it's a way for you to show your face to our set of people.
Right.
And that's, and I want to piggyback on his audience question.
Oh, no.
I got to piggyback on it.
No. Okay, hurry.
I got to piggyback
Hurry
on it.
up.
Do you really think that we're a good crowd as African Americans or an ethnic crowd or?
There's no color to laughter.
Let me tell you
what
something.
are you talking about,
I think
Marcia?
you all are a great crowd. But the black, African, Negro, African American crowd, they judge the hardest.
Okay.
They do.
Okay.
They judge the hardest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with that because it makes you work harder.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
To become better.
Okay.
And I got into a point where now it's like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I need to do to move forward. I know I'm funny.
Right. Well, you know what, you guys? We are getting to grill time. So I got one more question for you. What was your career before comedy?
Working different odd jobs.
Did you work at Burger King?
No, I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school. I did.
Because it seems like we got to do like the fast food restaurants.
Yeah,
like I worked at Hardee's. I worked at
McDonald's. I did McDonald's.
Yeah. So what we got to do
worked
like
at
the
Fridays,
fast
too.
food
Oh, you worked at
scene?
Fridays?
You did Fridays?
I worked at Magic Johnson
cool.
Fridays.
Oh,
it
you was
good
at Magic
Fridays,
Johnson.
So he was giving, it was going down at Magic Johnson's Friday.
I mean, Magic
we used to be
Johnson,
up there,
That's
didn't
when
we?
I was working there when Magic Johnson used to actually come in.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That was
That's
when,
back in the day.
Right, he used to
That's
come
when
in.
it was the spot.
Right.
Yeah,
When they had a
yeah,
line
yeah,
out front, security inside.
Yeah, that's when it was popping.
Yes.
But it ain't like that no more.
Nah, he sold it and he's working in baseball now.
Yeah. So y'all ready to go to the grill with our
Yes,
hot topic
sizzle,
today?
Fizzle,
Do it.
sizzle.
All right,
let's
let's burn it up. Let's burn it up.
Look
at
see,
you.
I got
You got
my
your
love
spatula.
I love me some
OMG.
Dion Cole. We're not related, but I love me some Dion Cole.
Well, we got Dion Cole on the grill today. He wore a Gucci velvet blue bell-bottom suit to accept his award that he won at the NAACP Awards.
Yes.
And he has been getting a lot of flack about it, especially from us. And so I want to know, what is your opinion about it?
It's kind of hard for me to quote because I didn't see it. He wore a velvet suit. What was the discrepancy about him wearing this particular suit?
Well, because he had bell bottoms, you know, the big pants at the bottom and a lot of people were saying that he looked gay.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of those people looked like us that said he was gay. And last week he actually got on
tough.
the reel and he discussed with the girls on the reel what his feelings was. And the main thing that really hurt him was the fact that a lot of those comments were not only coming from us, but his argument is he's not even gay and he's still being threatened and badgered by gay slurs.
Wow.
See,
So
bell bottoms.
you just seen the picture.
I'm
So
looking at the
I mean,
what was that in the 60s, the 70s?
yeah.
Bell bottoms was really popular and men wore them then. So it was a fashion statement then, and then he just brought it back to wear it on the awards, and for people to come out to slander him to say those type of things, that's not right.
Yeah.
He just brought out some old fashion from the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
If my timeline is off, excuse me, my bad.
But that's around the
true.
time they
That's
was
around the
rocking the
time.
bell bottoms.
Right.
I mean, I just
Bell bottoms should not basically depict whether or not you're gay or straight.
Right.
And
right.
another thing, in the black community, people are quick to say that an African American man, black man, Negro man is gay when he does certain things pertaining to either he's playing a gay character or wearing particular types of clothes. If bell bottoms is the reason why you're calling this man is the reason why you're calling this man gay, then you need to take a step back and take a look at yourself. You know,
Right.
you judging this man based off what he's wearing, that's wrong. Now I can see if he would have came out in a mini skirt and some high heel pumps
You think?
Yes.
and
Yeah.
switching, that's different.
But that still doesn't determine somebody
doesn't.
being gay.
Exactly.
Like who does that? It's an individual situation for each person, you know, and it just seems like in the black community, just like he even said, he was like, whoever did that self-hate on our culture did a great job because we are the first people to criticize each other, and this has to stop.
Yeah, it does.
This is not cool, and that's why this is on the grill. It's more than just a pair of blue bell bottoms. It's the fact that who gives you the right to put a title in on somebody else? You know?
Black people are probably the most criticized people in media.
Right. Anyway. And then we're going to pick that up and then criticize each other with it. And we come up with the best jokes. I ain't trying to, we come up with some good jokes. So when you get hit by a black comedian with some jokes, you're going to go home and cry about it, because there is part of that joke that hits you right there in the gut, because they're sharing a real experience that we have. But my thing is that, geez, y'all should at least gave him a pass. He's in Gucci, and we like wearing Gucci even if we can't pay our rent.
I
what's the problem with the Gucci?
What's going on? 1 minute we went out. I thought we were boycotting Gucci.
Right. But
it's like.
But now Gucci is gay. I guess the G's for gay. Like, stop it, you guys. Stop it.
It's like, to me, I just saw a brother with some hot pants on and a velvet suit.
And he rocked it.
He rocked it. I mean, I went to the Image Awards myself. But I was more into why we're there. We're celebrating our best images.
Yes.
Right.
The best that we have to offer.
that we are.
I think that we're a little bit too critical about things that are petty.
Yeah.
It's just
it don't matter.
It's just bell bottom pants.
Yeah.
And y'all really trying to touch on something that doesn't need to be touched on.
Right on.
Yeah.
This man is an hilarious comedian. He's an articulate person. He's extremely funny, out of Chicago.
Yes.
I love his body of work. I love watching him on stage, and more power to that person.
Exactly.
Stop being a hater, man. Uplift people.
Yeah.
Show them some love.
I guess we putting hating on the grill. And if
Pretty
anything,
much.
Well, I mean, if we put hating on the grill, do you know how long we'll be grilling?
Yeah, it wouldn't be
time.
Grilling. We'll be barbecuing.
Yeah, we will be barbecuing.
We'll be barbecuing for 12 hours.
We'll be smoking meat for 12 hours.
For 12 hours.
Yeah. But again, you guys, back to just this whole thing about just judging people by what they wear.
Yes.
Or because you don't understand it. I just think we are in such a terrible place right now in the world where people just feel they have the liberty to just come and say whatever it is that they want to say, regardless of whether they're hurting your feelings or not. And we really need to embrace each other more.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, as children, we were raised. If you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything at all.
Be quiet.
Where did that go?
Yeah,
Where did that go? Where did that go? I mean, we need to be more respectful to one another. The more loving to one another. But instead of us always talking about it, we got to begin to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I wanted to throw it on the grill, because this is a do thing. This ain't no think about it thing. But I do want to ask you, would you rock that Gucci bell bottom stuff?
I probably would.
Because I'm closing my eyes right now. I'm visualizing you in the. Let me see.
If you can rock it as a Halloween costume, why can't you? Why can't you rock it to the NAACP Image Awards? And I wish I was at the awards. So I'm like, where my ticket at? I want to be in the front row.
I just want to go, bell bottoms or not. I would have went in my Levi's.
I went like 3 or 4 years ago. It was cool, and I wanted to go back. It's like, come on now. He just rocking bell bottoms.
Yeah. And it's Black excellence, and we just got done with Black History Month, and for this to go down during Black History Month to me is just another clear indication that we got a lot of work to do to love and embrace each other.
You know what else too? We got to go back and look at how we put stuff out on social media.
Yes.
We got to go back and maybe start controlling.
That's a whole different grill there.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Because notice certain things don't go on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
They'll,
we could still
because
call
Facebook
people
does have censors. You know, now they're censoring stuff.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I mean, they're censoring stuff now. So now I think our issue is we need to control our social media.
Yeah.
Maybe some people, we just need to go in and delete their accounts because they're quick to delete an account if you're out there, you know, committing harm with some folks.
Yeah.
You know what? The tongue is a deadly weapon.
Yes, it is. And so have you heard Gucci velvet blue bell bottoms? So we're going to get off that grill on that one because, like I said,
you know what? I flatten it out.
Yeah.
It's like a patty now.
Look, is it patty? It's a patty. We got some bread for it. Marsha has smashed the whole thing out.
But I smashed it with love.
Yes, you see the heart. She smashed it with love. So, you know what, Erin? We wanted to ask you what your thoughts are about the current state of comedy with social media being a way that you can get your message out there quicker. Because I was doing some research about comedy in the last 5 years, and comedy clubs have been just popping up everywhere, and they're doing really, really well.
Right.
And I wanted your opinion on that. Do you think it's social media? Do you think that we're just hurting so bad we want to laugh? What is your opinion on that?
Comedy is back in full in effect. Social media is a major part of that.
Yeah.
Because with clubs, their whole perspective is that they want asses in the seats.
Right.
Asses in the seats.
Exactly. So you
Seats
can get somebody who's has a major social media presence. It might not be an actual comedic presence, but because of their following, and they can put asses in the seats, they'll book that comedian, opposed to a person who's been doing it for 15 years.
That may not be so social.
They may not be as seasoned on stage. May not be as seasoned on stage as a comedian who doesn't really have a serious social media presence.
Right.
So, in all due respects, it's still a business.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's still a business. It's still a business.
Yep, it is. So, man, it just seemed like time had just flew so much between us, Erin. I got so many more questions I want to ask you.
Right.
So we got to have you back, man.
I'd love to come back.
You know what? Let's have you back after chocolate Sunday.
After you do chocolate Sundays or something, and then maybe we can go from there.
Hopefully by that time I have a movie deal or
you're
commercial
going
deal.
to have a movie deal.
I'm speaking into existence.
Yeah. Right now. But next week, you guys, we are going to have on the show West Coast hip hop historian. She goes by the name of Delphine Silky D. Williams. And she's going to be here. Yes. She's going to let us know what the history of hip hop has been on the West Coast. She's been a part of Uncle Jam's Army. I'm so excited about having her next week. She is going to lay the foundation for us about hip hop and how far we've come.
That's perfect because March, as you know, is Women's History Month. So we get to hear some sisters contributing to making some stuff happen. So I love it. Let's kick off Women's History Month with a bang. With a bang.
Gotta love the women.
And before we leave, I want to leave you guys with a quote that we opened up with. Life is tragedy. Is a tragedy to those who feel, and a comedy to those who think. So let's start thinking when we deal with other people and not be so harsh towards them. You know, I think that that's something that we really need to put in our pipe and smoke it, okay?
Yes.
Rappers in My Backyard is the podcast that stays lit. We rap about relationships, music, and entertainment. You heard?
Yeah.
You heard?
Yes,
So you're going to tune in. Y'all going to tune in. You're going to tune in, right? You're going to check it out, right? So just keep this in mind as you go about your day. Make sure that you talk, express, relate, connect. Because that's what keeps our life in check. I'm Lisa O, and I'm hosting this thing. And I got my girl, Marsha C. And I got our special guest, Ooh, Erin Colbert in the building, in the backyard.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Erin,
Thank you
for
for having me.
lending
Yes.
your
Yes.
time
Appreciate
and your
it.
beautiful
Yes.
smile, and
Yes.
more than anything, letting us know what our relationship is with funny. So you guys make sure you stay locked to the podcast that stays lit. We are out of here. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and we love you guys. And
Yes.
thanks so much for another great time. All right? Mwah! We love you. See you later.
See you later.
We rap about relationships, entertainment, and music. You heard?